Well, it's been a little while since I've done an update on the old Dodge, and figure I'd start right here with the frame. I've been trying to restore the back end of the truck, and you can see these cross members. This one I've taken out. This is actually a brand new cross member. I had to take it out and got the other one out. It's all rusted, beyond repair. This one I was able to repair, welded a new plate in the bottom of it, and spliced in some angles on the ends. Was able to salvage this and pull it all together. There was some repairs to the frame underneath these spring perches. It had rusted away, so I had to cut that out and put new metal in there and weld it all up. And just trying to finish the back end of the truck out before I go much farther with it. Most of the frame's done. Working now on the rear end, and I've got it all apart. Going to have to wait on new parts. As you can see, those holes there for where the brake cylinder goes, as I now know, there are two different sizes, a 1 3/4 and a 2-inch, and obviously this is the 2-inch spacing. The other thing that I've found out was that if I look up here over the hub seal, this is obviously a 6-bolt pattern. There's everybody that has sent me new seals believes it should be a 5-bolt pattern, and the reality is obviously it's not the right size. So I think I've got that dialed in, and we'll have that up and going shortly. What has happened though is that the axles in the bearings, the seals had failed, and so what it was doing, it was lubricating the bearings with gear lube instead of normally of them being packed with axle grease. And actually the bearings were just fine. They're in great shape, so no harm, no foul there, but we'll get them packed with grease and get new seals on them. These are the shoes that are on there, and then the eccentric cams on the bottoms. There's also eccentric cams at the top that sends or holds the brake shoes in position, and the cams are in pretty good shape. The shoes were questionable on the right side. I thought they were good enough to go, but the left side's not such great shape, so I'm going to go ahead and just replace all the shoes. You can see the axles as they're pulled out, just resting on the floor. Over here, I have the inner seals. The old ones had the leather on the inside. Obviously the new ones are rubber, and I'm expecting those should do a pretty decent job of keeping the oil out of the pack bearings. I've worked on, we're in the middle of finishing things up as far as painting, and working my way over to this side to finish the surface. What I've done is I've wire brushed with several different types of brushes, but rotary and things of that nature, and I've cleaned them up pretty decent, and then I use a rust restore to refinish it with, and then paint over that, and I believe it should be in pretty good shape. All my spring perches and pivot points have all been rebuilt with new bushings and new pins, and that should be good to go. My other drum, you can see, was leaking past the seal, and when I jacked it up on one side to work on one side, I noticed that over on the other side, which had been the downside, gear lube was coming out. So I'll have to check to make sure my level of gear lube is what it should be. Well, that's where we're at. I've got we're gonna have to get new shoes and get the right slave cylinders for the master. Get the right slave cylinders for the brake system, and get her all put back together. Thanks a lot.